Hello and welcome to another Rightly Witterings with me, Michael Dix, the tea drinking author who's got no cup of tea or anything else. Today, a couple of pens to talk about. Some time ago, I acquired this, an absolutely magnificent Pineider with an Ultra Flex nib, and I absolutely love it. It is superb. It has an enormous tank. Stick it in your ink bottle, push down on the plunger, and it'll suck ink up to within a Nadger's armpit of its life. It's quite astonishing. Writes beautifully, feels magnificent in the hand, and it's one of those pens that I really can't do without now. But I don't want to carry it with me all day, every day. It's got a gold nib, which if I was to drop it while I was out in a field somewhere, it would be ruined. So I've been thinking for some time, what I really want to do is get a pen that would be quite a good sort of everyday carry pen that I don't mind so much taking out and about. And it would be a pen that would be good for sketching as well as just writing. That's what I thought. Now, of course, this year I worked with Conway Stewart to design this. This is the Detection Club pen, which has all of the different presidents of the Detection Club down the back and the names of all of the early members of the Detection Club on the barrel. And of course, Eric the Skull on the top. It is, frankly, gorgeous. It is superb to hold in the hand. It's just the right size for me. And I love it. Sadly, I've got to send it back to the Detection Club archives, though. This isn't my own. It's the prototype. And if you're interested, you can now find these for sale with Conway Stewart. I believe the first few have already been sold. So if you're interested, get on to Conway Stewart in a hurry, because I think this limited edition, they're going to go very quickly. But that's lovely. Except, of course, I can't carry it with me everywhere because it's got the same problem that this has. It's got a nice solid gold nib and it's valuable. So it's been exercising me for some time now. What should I do? And then a couple of weeks ago, Black Friday offers started to materialize. And as you would expect, I'm on various different mailing lists for companies that sell pens. And one company is this little company called Pineider. And so I discovered that I could get one of these really quite cheaply. It is a Pineider Avatar. It's remarkably similar to this Avatar, except for the colour. It has the same sort of wonderful springy clip. You pick it up by the clip and put it into your pocket, and it automatically clings on really well. It's light, not a heavy pen by any stretch of the imagination. It has a lovely magnetic closure, which is just stunning to use, and a nice, really well shaped section that your fingers just fall into place every time perfectly. And because of that flare, they don't slide off onto the nib. The nib itself, this is an EF extra fine Pineider nib, just steel, nothing special. So I don't mind so much if it gets dropped. But with the EF nib, it works like a fine liner. It's absolutely superb for sketching and writing. How do you fill it? Well, it's a standard cartridge converter. There you go. Takes ordinary universal ink cartridges. One thing I do like is that they're so proud of their designs and so on that they actually have Pineider written on the cartridge converter, which is just a nice touch, I think. No brass insert or anything inside here. So this wonderful ultra, whatever you call it, resin is the only weight that you've got in there. And one nice touch is at the back end, you get this little sort of plastic bead, is the only way I can describe it. When the pen arrives, you get a whole bunch of different symbols that you can put in there. You've got various star sign symbols, Chinese, European types, so Scorpios and so on. You get a whole bunch of letters that you can put in, like MJ for me. You get different nations' flags. You get numbers. Basically anything you want, you can put in there. And it's just a way of personalizing it for yourself. This is the, I don't know exactly what they call it. It's the Avatar UR Personal or Personalize, something like that. I never actually bothered looking at the name. I do love this at the edge of the cap. It's got the Pineider logo, and then you've got a picture of the Duomo, you've got a picture of the bridge. It's basically the skyline of Florence where Pineider is based. And that, I think, is a nice little touch. This resin is supposed to be so hard and so strong that you can drive a truck over it and it won't damage it. Which makes it sort of the ideal pen for everyday carry, isn't it? I think it looks really quite gorgeous. I do like that nib. Let's just show the nib off slightly. So nothing too fancy, but it is really rather attractive. These pens are designed by Dante Del Vecchio, same guy who pretty much created Visconti. And one of the things he's very proud of is that all of these Avatar pens have no glue. Everything is put together just by fit, which is, again, rather an appealing concept, I think. It means that I suppose it should be quite easy to take them apart and fix them if something goes wrong. What would go wrong with something this simple, though? Writing, I find, is very good. As I say, it looks just like a fine liner. I'm not going to bother giving you a demonstration because really, what's the point? It produces a very fine line. I've so far had this for a week and a half, I think, and I haven't had any hard starts or any difficulties with it whatsoever. I originally had it filled with a black ink. I've now got it filled with a Diamine Arabian Nights, which is an ink with glitter in it, and that doesn't seem to give it any problems either. Which I was sort of thinking, well, with an extra fine nib, with the feed system and so on, that something with glitter particles in it might give it some problems, but nope, no problems at all. It's quite a nice wet writer, which I like. And it means that I've now got a pen I can take out in the I specifically chose the bright yellow colour purely for that reason, because if it falls out of my pocket, even on a grassy field or something, I should be able to see this with ease. And there you have one of my two favourite pens of the year. Which is the other favourite pen of the year? Well, goes without saying, really, doesn't it? Now, I should just say that in terms of price, this is about half the price of this. I bought this because it was even cheaper than that. This in fact cost me £40 odd, which is roughly 1/10 the price of this. Although then the cost of postage and tax when it came into the country and everything did double the price, so it was nearly £80 when it all came through. But do I like it? Absolutely. I really adore it. I think it's really quite elegant. If you want to post it, by the way, you can. Normally. There you go. Finds it interesting because the top end is magnetic as well. So you actually have to work out how to do that. But I never post pens normally. But with this, I probably will every time, purely because if I'm out and about sketching, I don't want to leave the cap somewhere or hold it in my hand. Just sticking it on the end of the pen makes life a lot easier. And it won't get lost, because even if it tries to slide off, it'll get to the magnet and then stay there. Isn't that neat? I do love magnetic caps. So there you have it. My Pineider. And the pen that's not mine and has to go back soon. But I still think that's gorgeous. It's a lovely writer too. So there we go. Right. If you enjoyed that and you like my videos, then do please feel free to buy me a coffee if you want, join my Patreon, or you can just subscribe, like, and share with your friends. But even if you don't do that, thanks a lot for watching, and just for you, here's a little silly video with a couple of dogs. Take care, speak to you soon. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Boo.